And here with Greenbrier East, Dia Sauvage, first team All-Stater last year. And the big news for you, Dia, Player of the Year by one of the publications out there. Does that put a little bit more pressure on you, or do you kind of like that going into the season?
I kind of like it. I mean, still going to play how I usually play. Not going to play any different. Just hoping to get another good records this year, keep going, play hard.
I know it was disappointing when you lost to Woodrow last year in tournament play. Do you feel like coming back with all that you've got back, you guys are the team to beat? And why do you feel that way if you do?
I feel like we are a team. Everyone's coming back from last year. We have everyone, all the connections. We all just know each other really well and we play together. But I think we are the team to beat, and we'll have a good team and people coming in and working from last year. So.
Do you have any goals? I mean, I think you may have set some records here last season. You had pretty good numbers across the board, which is why you're recognized as Player of the Year. Do you feel like you have some goals out there you'd like to meet this your senior year?
Yeah, I'd like records I'd still like to break. It's just serve, receive, and like season digs. But
it said you were a true libero, I guess. It said you were one of the true at that position on the list for the 50 players that are in each state. Talk about that position and why you feel it's important and what it means to you to be one of the few in that position to be recognized.
Just as a libero, you start off. You're the one who runs. You run back row. You need to be the leader back there. You step up. You talk to everyone. You just center everything. And like you have to have a pass as a libero. You and your back row team, you have to start off with a pass, and that starts the whole game. Setting and serve receive. So you have to have good back row, and we have a good team, and our back row is good this year, and we'll have it good.
Does it mean something you be one of the true people in that position? What I get that maybe you don't have a lot of the big stats like a lot of aces or anything, but you do have a lot of important numbers. Does it mean something to be one of the true?
Yeah, of course. It always means something to me, but yeah, I don't know.
Are you you're from an athletic family? How did volley? And I know your dad, Matt Savage, the coach here. He's been into this for a long time. How did you come to choose volleyball? I mean, there were a lot of other sports. Your brother played basketball, he golfed. How did volleyball become the sport for you?
Well, before I was born, my dad, the coach, was coaching here, always has. I grew up in a whole different county, and I always told myself I wanted to come to East, and I wanted to play here. And I always played ever since Dad practiced throughout summers. I was here every day, just playing around the girls, shagging up balls for them, whatever I could, get in whenever I could. I've touched the ball ever since I was little, and plan on still doing it.
So you kind of grew up playing with who were some of the girls you looked up to that played here?
Laney Cole for sure. She was the libero. I don't even know when. Dad's first couple years, I don't know. And then Taylor Curry, even though she's front row, but still look up to her. There's Abby Anderson. She was a libero for Dad a couple years ago. I'm not sure. She was closer. Then always enjoyed watching Cassie Ford. She was a libero for Dad.
Did you go to school in Monroe County up until high school?
Yeah. I went to Peterstown Elementary and Middle School.
Was it hard to make that call when you had to do it, or did you already know?
I always said since I was little that I was coming East. I made friends up here through club ball, and just being up here every day, I got connections and just made friends.
So it ended up being a good decision.
Yeah.
Do you still kind of feel like you're a James Monroe fan? I mean, your dad is a basketball coach there too.
Of course, I'll always support him. And then, like Dad with basketball, even if one day when he does retire, I'll still support James Monroe.
You grew up in a gym, so I would think that maybe more so than a lot of girls that play this game. Did you kind of think that you're ahead of the curve, and you have been, and that's why you're maybe a Player of the Year candidate?
Now, coming into high school, I didn't think. I was just like, oh, I'm coming to play. I always looked up to Lainey. I wanted to meet her records, but I never thought I could. But I didn't think so.
When did you know that you were a pretty good player. I mean, you're returning first team All-Stater. That puts you in Triple A. It probably that alone puts you among the top players. When did you think you were one of the better players and could get state recognition?
Just maybe last year I've realized some things, and all the team has talked to me, and like they always support me and push me, and they just the words they say to me, I just realized like, oh, maybe something is different.
So when you got this in the news, you were a Player of the Year, preseason Player of the Year, or I think it was Stadium. It was a publication, I believe. Were you shocked?
Yeah, of course I was shocked. There's some good girls in the state, and they can play. And I was just shocked that I was, especially a back row player, I was shocked to be the one to get it.
I think, would it be safe to say that your game is marked by the fact that I mean, if it was on a football field and it was grass, they'd say you like to get dirty. It seems like you are like basketball, like a dust mop. Seems like you don't have a problem, and I've seen a lot of tapes where you are on the ground and laying out on a court. Where'd that mentality come from?
Dad's always told me since the beginning I've ever touched the ball, I have the green light. Like green light, just go. Constantly get the ball whenever you can. Touch every ball you can. Like, whoever can get the ball can get it, but he wants anyone to just go. Touch the ball. Just take whatever you can.
It's still, though, I mean, you're laying out on the ground. I mean, there's a difference between getting it and really just giving up your body to do it.
I mean, I don't, like, if I see other teams touch the ground, I don't like that. So, like, I want to go. I want to be there. I want to be the one to make that touch, make that pass.
I mean, you made some plays where you had to lay all the way out, and then, and you were barely at the end, right before you hit the court. I've seen this on tapes, I believe, where you were able to pop it back up and maybe give the team a chance to get. I mean, is that learned, or is that just effort?
I think it just came. I mean, fresh, like getting to my years, I try to get the ball. But now that I read so well, read the game, and I'm understanding where things are going to go, and I just.
Where's that reading the game come from?
You just like watching other girls, like just growing up in the gym, watching players, playing the game, touches on touches on touches, and just like watching volleyball growing up on the TV, going to games, it helps.
Did this game slow down? And I hate to use another basketball analogy, but I know you know what it means because the family you grew up in, do you feel like the game's slowed down for you? I mean, when you first hit high school, it must have been coming at you pretty fast.
Yeah.
Did it slow down?
Yeah, it definitely has, because coming in, I just I didn't know clue what was coming to me, what I could do. And now, like, I'm understanding, I'm reading, I'm getting there before, and I'm making that pass, and I feel like I have everything.
Was there any play that stands out for you over your time here that is better than another?
Yeah, well, my sophomore year, I think it was my sophomore year when we played Hedgesville. Skylar, she was a redhead from there. She was really good. My game against her I love, but favorite was last year. It's sectionals against Woodrow, and just like it's called a happy birthday ball. It's like when you pass one over the net, and they crank it on you. But I had two of those in a row, and I love that play because
you returned two spikes basically.
Yeah,
is what it was.
It was back to back.
Why is it happy birthday?
I don't know if any other team does it, but our team especially, that's just how I grew up knowing it. If the net's right here and the ball comes right there on their side, it's just easy for them to hit. It's like their first pass over.
But you got two hard shots almost right at your head, but where you could return both of them.
Yeah.
So that kind of was that a signature play for you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it because those are the balls I love to dig. It's just, I hate that we make a pass over like that, but I just love knowing it's coming straight at me, and just having no one there to block. It's just at me.
Are you excited for the season to get started?
Yeah,
Did it go by quick?
Yeah, our team is going to be good this year. We have some good returning players, all the connections. I'm just excited for this year.
All right, Dia, I appreciate the time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.